Hey, Mizzou fans. Mark Fitzpatrick with Tiger Club of Kansas City. It is Tuesday, September 10th. Our guest today, a great true son, former Mackey Award winner, Chase Coffman. Chase, thanks for coming out. You did a great job speaking. I ask you, it doesn't seem that long ago that you played, but the changes in the game since then, NIL, conference realignment, transfer portal. What do you think?
Yeah, like you said, it doesn't seem like that long ago, but the changes have been immense, and it is really good to see Mizzou keeping up with those things.
Yeah.
And it's changed the game. It provides a lot of opportunity as well as a lot of opportunity to fail. So to see Mizzou kind of stepping in head on, taking it by the horns, has really been a great thing being a Mizzou alum.
You probably wish you had a couple more years eligibility, right?
Yeah, God put me right where he wanted me, so I'll just keep on doing me.
You're a financial advisor here in Kansas City now, and you mentioned in your talk today that you do work with some college students that are getting money from NIL. Yeah. What do you tell these kids? It's a lot of money at a very young age, and I know when I was young, if I'd had a lot of money thrown at me, I'm not sure I'd been that responsible.
Well, even the scholarship check that we got when I was going to school is more money than I had ever made or seemingly made, and I had to manage that and budget and make sure that I had enough to buy food or pay the bills, all that stuff. So for these kids that I'm speaking to, working with today, has kind of been, hey, look, you don't have to make any big decisions. Hopefully this can provide a buffer and a platform to springboard you into the next thing in life, given a worst case scenario. And if not, if you continue on to an amazing career and Hall of Fame, NFL, all the things that we all desire, then we'll keep taking those steps at that point. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Right. Let's just make sure you keep doing what got you here, and you can reward yourself a little bit. And let's just talk about what that reward looks like. But to go above and beyond is leaving yourself kind of down the river without a paddle. So to protect what they've already provided for themselves is a big part of that.
On the field, Mizzou 2-0, haven't given a point yet. What's your evaluation of the season to date?
Everything that we set out for, that we thought about coming out of last season, is still available. To continue taking it one day at a time, 1 week at a time, is what every coach that I've been a part of has always kind of preached to the team. And I'm sure that Drinkwitz and his staff are doing that same thing. So I think that, obviously we have the prospects of, being in the college football playoff, putting ourselves in the ring to be a contender. You don't do that if you don't take care of BC this week.
Right, it's the first big test for the Tigers. BC looks pretty good.
Yeah, they've shown up their first two games. Obviously, 2-0, beat a Florida State team
on the road.
That made it into the college football, or almost just missed the college football playoff. But whether they're a good Florida State team or not, that doesn't matter. Again, we have to control what we can control, and be prepared for the Boston College team that they've seen the first 2 weeks of the season, and tighten the things up that we haven't been as tight on the first couple weeks of the season. Penalties, I think, being one of the big ones.
I know you follow pro football closely and are a Chiefs fan. What would you think of their first game?
Oh, man. Too close.
Only an inch.
Talking about the extreme changes in the sports landscape, football landscape. I think those are happening in the NFL too, with just resting players, with not allowing them to play as much in the preseason games. And Patrick Mahomes in that group has a lot of fun, and you can tell the way that they play, the way that they practice, everything that the media puts out about them, they enjoy it and love doing, putting in the work. Now, when I see Patrick Mahomes, throwing back behind the back passes and doing all the crazy things, it's Patrick Mahomes, and people aren't going to tell him to stop until it really backfires, and then he may still get a couple more opportunities to do it. But I think you still got to rest on, here's the basics, here's what got you here. Let's make sure we do the little things right. No different, in Mizzou. Hey, you got to do the little things right and then maybe there's an opportunity to start doing some of those things on a piece by piece basis. And not that they did that on Thursday last week, but I think that mindset has kind of gotten into a lot of sports of like, hey, we're going to screw around and make a highlight video.
It's interesting that the first week of the NFL season, a lot of teams look really out of sync, the games that I watched. And as you said, they're resting. These guys aren't playing any preseason. It's got to have an effect, I guess.
That's my opinion. I know that people have looked into it probably a lot more than me and have a much more educated guess. But I mean, no different than, again, kind of back to Mizzou. They've had their 2 slower games or games that you should win.
Right.
And in the NFL, if you're sitting out the preseason, I still don't think you get that, whether you're a 10-year veteran or brand new.
Yeah, interesting. You had an incredible career at Mizzou, and Mizzou has a history of producing great tight ends. You go back to Kellen Winslow, Martin Rucker, yourself. You are the only one to ever win the Mackey Award. When you look back on your career, I'm going to hazard a guess that the most memorable game was that one against KU in 07. But are there any other games that really stand out for you when you look back?
I mean, one really special one was my first game ever. It was here in Kansas City at Arrowhead. Played Arkansas State. I obviously never played a college game before, so all the feelings, the butterflies of being in an NFL stadium to play a game, not just in Columbia, but here in Arrowhead. And
I think Brad Smith was quarterback.
Brad Smith was the quarterback, and being able to go in and just give Ruck a couple breathers throughout the game. But one of the plays that broke down was my first catch. I was on the west sideline, caught a pass that Brad kind of scrambled out and threw to me, and then got in my very first game to score a touchdown. So really neat opportunity to just start my career off there. And I mean, there's so many memorable games, but I would say that's one of them.
All right. Hey, Chase, thank you. This great guy on and off the field, Chase Coffman. So proud of him that he's a Mizzou Tiger. Hey, next week our speaker here at the Westport Flea Market will be Andrew Carter, who's somebody you know and is an expert on NIL, which is certainly a hot topic these days. So come on down to the flea market and listen. For more information on membership and activities, go to kctigerclub.com.